The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
Today's date is Tuesday, August 30th, 2011. The time is approximately 0840 hours. I am SIU Detective Jeff Brown, badge 4878. Assisting me with the interview is SIU Detective Jennifer Borquez, badge 6138. Today we're interviewing Quartzsite Police Officer Filipe Rodriguez, and your badge number is Q36?
Quartzsite 36.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a criminal interview pertaining to criminal allegations made against Chief Jeff Gilbert, who is the Quartzsite Police Chief, and the DPS criminal interview is 2011-027-462, and the interview is taking place at the Children's Library located at 465 North Plymouth in Quartzsite, Arizona. Can you state your full name for us?
It's last name is Rodriguez, and first name is Filipe.
And how old are you, sir?
44.
And can you give a physical description of yourself? Height, weight, hair color, eyes?
Sure, I'm 5'11", black hair, brown eyes, and about 220 pounds.
And what's your occupation?
I'm a police officer with the Quartzsite Police Department.
And the business address is 465 North Plymouth?
That's here. The police department's address is 305 North Plymouth.
And how about a business telephone?
It's 928-927-4644.
And what was the date of employment with the Quartzsite Police Department?
It was January 11, 2006.
And you're a police officer. That's your rank?
Yes.
And your badge number and your call sign are the same? Quartzsite 36?
Quartzsite 36.
And do you have prior law enforcement?
Yes.
And for whom?
With Parker Police Department.
And how long were you with Parker?
15 and a half years.
And were you did you leave them as an officer, a sergeant, lieutenant?
I left I was a corporal and left him as an interim sergeant.
And who is your current supervisor for Quartzsite Police Department?
I'll say Jim Schultz. Or whoever the sergeant on duty is. I mean, it's due to the fact that we change shifts, but prior to me being put on administrative leave, it was Jim Schultz. But right now, when I came back, they're working 8-hour shifts, and nobody has indicated to me actually who's my sergeant. So
okay, so it's whoever the desk sergeant is?
Whoever the sergeant on duty is.
Okay.
I believe, so.
And you are currently back working?
Yes, I got reinstated about 2 weeks ago.
How long were you on administrative leave?
I'll say close to 3 weeks.
And what was the reason you were placed on administrative leave?
Because I was one of the officers that signed a letter against Chief Gilbert.
So did the department conduct an internal investigation regarding the letter and what you wrote in your letter?
Yes, they brought some attorney out of Yuma to conduct an internal investigation.
Okay. Now, obviously, I have before you two pieces of paper. One is a letter with your signature showing that you have a no confidence vote in the on the chief. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And your name is on that piece of paper?
My name is on a piece of paper. Misspelled, but it's right.
All right. And then the other piece of paper is a letter that you authored voicing your concerns regarding what was going on within the Quartzsite Police Department.
Yes, this is my letter that I wrote.
Okay. Now, did anyone force you to sign the letter of no confidence? or tell you that you had to?
No, I got a call by Linda Conley,
Mm-hmm.
said that she had the letter that we needed to sign, and she asked me to stop by her house, and I was on duty, so I went over there and just she gave me a piece of paper and I just signed it, and then I left.
Okay, you needed to sign it, or you could sign it?
No, she asked me to sign it, and because I had wrote my letter of concern, that's why the reason I signed it. So.
Okay. Now, did anyone ask you to write this letter that voiced the concerns regarding the police department, or was that on your own free will?
This is my own free will on the problems that I saw with the police department.
Okay, and so no one told you what to write in it?
No.
So everything that you put down was based upon your observations?
Yes, sir. It was.
Now, can you explain to us why you don't have any confidence in the chief and why you voice concerns regarding the police department?
Well, I have worked under probably like 6, maybe 7 chief of police, and I never seen none of those chiefs tell us to go and target people, out in the community. And when Chief Gilbert told us, who to target, or selective enforcement, I'm like, no, we can't do that. If somebody commits a crime, yeah, we'll go after that person and we'll take care of the problem, But for Chief Gilbert to tell us to target certain people, I don't agree with that.
So during the entire time that you were with Parker PD and Quartzsite, prior to Chief Gilbert telling you that, you'd never had a police chief or a supervisor tell you to do that?
No.
Okay. And why is it that selective enforcement bothers you?
Because there are certain people here in this community that you voice their opinion, regarding the chief or the city council, and they're pretty vocal people that come here and bring issues in front of the town council, and for some reason Chief Gilbert doesn't like those people at all, and he has told me and other officers, to go against these people, try to find anything we can on them and arrest them and do whatever we can do, and that's one of the things that I don't agree. And I put some of the names of the people that he has told me to target,
And who would those people be?
So I put here parties like Jennifer Jones, Russell Sayers, Michael Roth, Mayor Foster. And the thing also that bothered me, is if these people are committing any crimes, why are we waiting for them to show up at the town meetings here at the town hall for us to make an arrest? It seems like, to me, it's improper to wait and make the arrest in front of all these people that are here, So that's something that I don't agree with either. So.
Okay. Now, has the chief himself or any of his command staff ever come to you and threaten you, either directly or indirectly, as far as what to say, let's say in the administrative investigation, or to say to you, hey, if you don't target these people that I want targeted, you're going to be disciplined?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Now, do you have any criminal allegations against the chief?
Criminal allegations? No, I don't.
It's basically just how he conducts normal business as far as his political?
Yeah, I think everything's political motivated, but regarding any criminal issues, I don't have no criminal issues against the chief of police.
Okay. So it's mostly administrative?
Administrative, yes, sir.
All right. Now, how many times has the chief or his supervisors come to you and asked you to target certain people?
Not the supervisors at all. I can remember not even one time that a supervisor has come and tell me to target these people. This guy's from the chief of police himself.
All right. So run through a scenario for me as far as a time that he's done that.
I cannot pinpoint an exact time, but we can go back 3 years of this happening. For instance, Michael Roth, he had I think he had an Oregon plate on front of his car, but that's his plate from his home state. He moved here and I believe he canceled that plate. So he had it for, I guess, for his personal use. Those plates that we put on the front.
A vanity plate.
Yeah, vanity plate. So, but he has his regular Arizona plate on the back. Which came back to him and where he lived and everything else. And she said, I want him targeted. I want him pulled over. I want him cited and all that. I said, Chief, to me that's nothing but a vanity plate. And I said, oh, you need to understand, that's what do you call it?
Fictitious plate.
Fictitious plate. I said, well, sir, I don't agree with that. So, and one of the other officers ended up pulling him over, and then I guess it was Officer Yeomans, and he started backtracking. I said, well, you gonna cite him? And I don't know if he cited him or not, but I think that case got dismissed, because he cited him for that, and that's per the instructions of the chief of police, to find whatever we could, to pull him over and all that.
And who is Michael Roth?
Michael Roth is one of your town council people. He doesn't like the current town council,
Okay.
and he's pretty vocal here when they have town hall meetings.
Okay.
That's what he is.
So is he like a snowbird where he'll go back to Oregon, or is he a permanent resident here year round?
He's a permanent resident now. Now that I know, he's here permanent. So,
Okay.
and I know he has tried to become a council person himself, but he has not won any elections himself.
So would the chief contact you at the station and say, hey, Officer Rodriguez, I want you to target Michael Roth because of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And are you by yourself when that happens, or is it like a briefing, or?
Oh, there's other officers, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear that from other officers. And to me, I consider that selective enforcement. And that's one of the things that I don't agree to do. So, and that's one of the things why I brought this letter of lack of confidence in Chief Gilbert. So, you want another
Sure.
example? Back on May 10, 2011, we did a drug bust on the interstate, and this lady, Jennifer Jones, came here to the parking lot, and apparently she was videotaping us, after we make that arrest and confiscate all those drugs. And apparently one of the officers saw that she was there, and told Chief Gilbert, hey, there's this lady, Jennifer Jones, and he got really upset, and then when I guess found on her window, he said, you need to get out of the car, and so she got on the phone. I believe she got on the phone and called Mayor Foster. Mayor Foster came over. Finally, she opened her door, and she gets arrested, for trespassing, which is right here behind Town Hall. So I could, because I was inside keeping an eye on the prisoner, and when I was, I could hear a lot of screaming and yelling. I'm like, what's going on? So I look outside, and she was just going off on the mayor. He was really being really loud, and the mayor's just walking away from him. Like he had nothing. He wanted nothing to do with him.
And you're referring to the chief,
Yeah.
the mayor.
Yeah, chief and the mayor, but the one that I could hear, being really loud was the chief of police, and ordering the mayor to get back in his car and leave. So Mayor Foster, he complied, got in his car and left. And then, I mean, if he was to be arrested, he should have been arrested right on the spot, for, I don't know, disorderly conduct. I have no idea. But Well, that arrest didn't happen. That arrest was made here in front of all these people when he was coming to a council meeting. The mayor was coming to a council meeting. He gets arrested. To me, it's just like a show of force, trying to show the public on who he is, talking to the Chief Gilbert. And like, why wait, I think it was 5 days after that incident that Mayor Foster gets arrested. And there's a report on it and all these charges against him. And like, why would anybody do that if he committed a crime? She got being arrested behind town hall, when the incident happened, for what? I don't know, but I didn't agree with that either. That to me that's like a show of force, trying to show that all these people, all the citizens of Quartzsite, who he is, that he's the chief of police.
He's the boss.
He's the boss. And once again, that's the reason why I have no confidence in the chief, Me as a police officer, somebody commits a crime, it's boom right there, You're gonna get arrested, you're gonna be set and released, or I'm gonna do a long form complaint and take care of it, But not like this, wait for a council meeting to start and to make an arrest. To me, that's uncalled for, especially 5 days afterwards.
Now, you've been a police officer for a little over 20 years. Is that accurate?
Over 21 years.
21? Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Here in Quartzsite?
Well,
No.
period. In Parker or
No, actually, with Parker PD, of course they have their town hall meetings with the town council. If I attended maybe 2, 3 town hall meetings in my 15.5 years, that was a lot. Here, every time there's a town council meeting, we have to have police officers present, And some of the reasons is because of these people, Jennifer Jones, Russell Sayers, Michael Ross, Mayor Foster, But it seems like these people get pretty upset that we have so many police officers here at town hall, when they were conducting a town meeting. And we had promotion for sergeant, and she just calls me to his office and says, Rodriguez, this is your opportunity to tell me why I should, elect you as a sergeant, I'm like, well, Chief, I said, first of all, I said, the morale with this department is really low. And he said, wow, why, so I started going, all this, first of all, Chief, I said, you are too politically motivated, you always involved in politics. I said, you need to stay out of politics. We want you here at the police department as our chief of police, not over there, at town hall meetings. And then always going against these people, I said, stay out of it, Chief. You don't need to be involved in politics. Oh, you don't understand. You need to look at the bigger picture, and he goes into all that. And I said, secondly, I said, I had never had a chief of police tell me to target certain members of the community. So I won't do that. And he just looks at me. Well, you need to understand. Those people that are troublemakers. I said, well, yeah, they could be troublemakers. I said, but I'm not going to be looking for them to see what I can find on them, what dirt I can find on them. I said, that's not me. I said, the other problem that I have is that, you hire personnel here, police officers. Says that you have a female that has to test and do all this process. You have another officer, including myself. I said, because with me, I was like lateral transfer, so I can understand myself. I didn't have to go through the whole process because I was employed by Parker PD, and 3 days, 4 days later, I was hired by Quartzsite PD. So, but I'm talking about some other officers, like there was a female officer that applied, and she got to go through the poll pad and everything, to get hired as a police officer. And then we had another male officer that got hired just like that, without, having to go through the whole process. And to me, that's, it's a little bit of discrimination. I say, if you're gonna be testing, make it you know, across the board, the same for everyone, you know. Don't give a preference to this officer because you know him, and then have a female officer test and she has to go through the whole process. You know, I said that's not right. You know, I don't agree with that. Then another issue that I brought is, but this not to do with criminal. It's just administratively, you know. I applied for sergeant after 3 years with Quartzsite PD, and he put a memo out, and this memo said that you had to be a police officer with Quartzsite for 5 years before you can even test for sergeant. So I said, okay, well, I guess I'm out of it. I guess I cannot put in for sergeant. And so I waited my 5 years, and another position opened for sergeant. So I put in for that position for sergeant. But because I mentioned all these problems to the chief, you know, about his work ethics, I was out the door, out the window. You know, I was not, of course, I was not selected for the sergeant position. But one of the things that got me kind of upset was that we had an employee, a female employee, is very, very close and very friendly with Chief Gilbert and his wife, you know. And this female officer, which is now Sergeant
Garcia.
Garcia, she was a reserve officer for, I don't know, maybe 6 months, and then she got hired as a full-time officer. You know, so after she got hired as a full-time officer, I think she had barely finished her probationary year with the town of Quartzsite, well, the police department, and all the officers that tested that have been here, you know, 5 years plus and everything else, they did not even get it, you know. And this officer Garcia, or Sergeant Garcia now, you know, after a year of being employed with the Quartzsite Police Department, she gets hired as a sergeant. Of course, I didn't agree with that. You know, I said, the memo that you put out, you know, the first time around, it said you have to be 5 years with the Quartzsite Police Department. I said, I don't see this female officer, you know, it's not that I don't like her. I mean, she's a good person, but I said, I don't agree that she made sergeant, you know, after just getting that probation. And it was just one of the things that I didn't like, you know. But like I said, it's an administrative thing, you know. Of course, he's a chief of police and he's going to do whatever he wants regarding administrative stuff, you know. But that's one of the things that I didn't like either about his hiring process and his promotions.
Now, getting back to the traffic stops, have you ever actually conducted a traffic stop on a specific person at the request of the chief?
No.
So you refuse to do it?
Well, he's not breathing behind my back or riding with me to tell me who to screw with. This occurs in the police department itself when we have a few officers like this, you know, and he'll tell us, you know, I want you to find something on this person, you know, it could be Jennifer Jones, Russell Science, Michael Roth.
But you've never personally stopped any of these targets of the chief?
No.
Without reasonable suspicion or probable cause?
Never.
Okay.
No.
Now, has the chief ever asked you to conduct a CGIS or NCIC inquiries on certain people?
No.
I
can run those people like their driver's license, stuff like that, but not a criminal background investigation.
Okay. And in the times that you have run these people, it's for legitimate law enforcement purposes?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever seen the chief actually run people such as the people you've mentioned as far as Michael Roth, Jennifer Jones? Have you seen him do that personally?
No, I have not seen that.
How do you normally run somebody? Through dispatch?
Through the dispatch. So everything is recorded through dispatch.
So, and La Paz County is your dispatcher?
Yes.
SO?
Yes.
And what would have been the purpose of running those people when you ran them? I
Uh,
don't know who you ran, but
yeah, I think incidents involving Jennifer Jones and her boyfriend
John?
John Jones. I think I cannot recall the incidents because this goes way back. But I know that I had run those two people, and also I think Michael Roth on occasion also. But it's
calls you for
it's regarding my work, because something's going on or whatever, But it's law enforcement related, not because she tells me to screw with these people, not because of that issues, It's because me being out on the street always, I might pull him over or something for traffic violation or whatever, But that's the reasons why I have run those people. Yes, the driver's license, that's the end of it, So.
If the chief wanted to run somebody, would he be able to do it himself, or would he have to go through Linda Conley?
I don't think Chief is a CJ certified.
So he'd have to have Linda do it?
You have to have Linda do it.
Okay.
She's the only person that I believe can run people or do criminal history on people on the orders of the chief of police.
Now, have you ever asked Linda to conduct a criminal history check for you?
No.
You had an Officer Starr working for you for a while?
Yes.
What do you know about the allegation of sexual misconduct with a minor involving Officer Starr?
Very little. I know there was some sort of DPS investigation on that matter. I know that Chief, I think he looked into it like a couple years back, and then for some reason there was another investigation later on, I think by the chief himself, and all of a sudden he was terminated. But I cannot tell you the grounds for the termination exactly.
Have you ever actually seen the sexual misconduct investigation report?
No.
Do you know if one exists?
No.
So you had nothing to do with this investigation?
No, it's just third-party hearsay, because I can actually tell you exactly what went on and what kind of investigation was done on Officer Starr. I had no idea.
So basically it was just squad room
Yeah.
hearsay?
Yeah.
Now, you've been working, how long has the chief been the chief?
I've been here 5.5 years. So Chief has been here probably like 6 years.
So he's been your chief the entire time you've been employed with Quartzsite PD?
Yes.
Was the chief always this politically motivated, or was there a time where you actually enjoyed working for him?
I did. The first 2 years, he was great. Seemed like he wasn't too involved in politics, and he was a great guy. I really like him and respect him. But it seemed that everything started going downhill after he started getting too much involved in politics, and then I guess these people that dislike him and dislike the town council, were causing a little bit of ruckus here at town hall, and that's where he started, getting kind of upset and telling us, to screw with him, So, but like I said, I didn't agree with that either.
So approximately how long has this been going on where the chief has asked you to target certain people that oppose him or the town council?
I can go back about 3 years.
So approximately the last 3 years
Yes,
is
sir.
when it started going downhill?
Yes.
Now, were you involved or out at the scene that involved Jennifer Jones when, who's your assistant mayor?
Al Johnson?
Al Johnson. He used to work for code enforcement?
Yes.
Okay, were you involved at all when he was actually, I guess, off duty on her property taking pictures? And she called 911?
No, I wasn't there, but I saw the video of the incident. Well, actually, Chief Gilbert and Sergeant Frausto come into the office and told me to see the video.
And this is an in-car police video?
Uh,
Or is this
I
a
think
video?
this is a view.
Oh, okay. Off the officer.
Yeah, the officer. And the reason he called me to see the video is being a senior officer for a long time. He wanted to know if he had enough grounds, you know, where Jennifer Jones could be arrested, you know, for interfering with governmental operations, you know, and I said, I understand why I'm being called into the office to review this video. I was not one of the officers that responded to the call. Well, those officers don't want to take any enforcement action. I believe Sergeant Jim Schultz, I don't know if he called us on a post or somebody about this issue, you know, and she wasn't too happy about that, you know. So I was instructed to see the video and see if there was any grounds for an arrest.
And after watching the video, what did you decide?
Well, I watched the video and all that, and I could see Jennifer Jones, you know, stepping in front of Al Johnson everywhere he moved to take a photograph. I don't know exactly what he was doing there, but I could see that she was interfering with his duties, you know, by blocking his path,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then apparently either she called 911 or her husband called 911. I had no idea because, like I said, I wasn't there at the scene. But based on what I saw, you know, from Jennifer Jones stepping in front of him and just blocking every move he did, you know, to me that was interfering with governmental operations. You know, he was over there conducting his business. You know.
Do you happen to remember what time this incident took place on the Jones property?
No, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But anyway, I told Chief, you know, yeah, I see a violation there. If he had the right to be there, conducting lawful business, then yes, she's interfering with his, you know, with his duties. Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. I said, well, how come she did not get arrested? Well, once again, it's because the officers refused to make an arrest. So anyway, to make the story short, she gets arrested again. I was instructed that she'll be coming to the town council meeting, and that she'll be arrested at the town council meeting.
For that offense?
For that violation that happened, I don't know, you know, how many days back.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I got instructed, you know. So Jennifer Jones shows up here at town hall for a town hall meeting, and I'm outside. And she was there, and I said, Mrs. Jones, you're under arrest. And she's like, for what? I said, for interfering with governmental operations. And she's like, what? So some of her friends are like, officer, what are you doing? You know, why is she being arrested? I said, she's being arrested. So I said, don't interfere, because if you guys come close to me, I said, you guys are also gonna get arrested for, you know, interfering with my duties. So all her friends stayed back, you know. So she got arrested and transported and booked in. So,
and you arrested her, transported her, and booked her for that?
I believe so.
Violation.
Yes. And like I said, again, it happened days back. I don't know why I had to be called in to review this tape or this video, you know, for me to make an arrest in front of all these people, you know. Once again, you know, that should have happened at her residence if there was enough, you know, probable cause to make that arrest, not wait for her to show up at town council meetings, you know, and make this arrest public arrest where everyone saw that she was being arrested, you know. So
Do you remember what the end result was as far as her arrest? Was she convicted?
I had no idea. I had no idea.
But you were never called in to testify in court regarding that matter.
I have not been subpoenaed or summoned to testify on that matter.
Do you remember approximately how long ago that was? You know, was it a couple years or?
I'll say maybe 1 year.
So approximately a year ago.
Yeah,
All right.
and it's and there's a report on it also, and there's a video on it, you know. And that's if you see the video, that's the same video I saw where she's blocking his path, you know, and based on that video, that's where I found grounds that she was interfering with that officer, you know.
Now, obviously, you wrote a report for the county attorney regarding this arrest.
I think a supplemental report for the arrest itself.
Okay. Did Sergeant Schultz write any paper regarding that incident,
I don't know.
or any of the officers that were at the scene of the original incident?
I don't know. I don't know if it was Sergeant Schultz who wrote that report, or was Officer Shelley Norris, because both of them were there. So.
You have anything, Jen? Do you have anything else that you want to discuss that we haven't talked about regarding anything as far as the chief or?
Yeah, I have a few things.
Okay.
The some of the issues that I brought also on that meeting with Chief for the sergeant promotion was his micromanagement. We have 3 sergeants, and they're our first line supervisors, you know. And we get instructed by them to take care of certain issues or give us instructions on what to do on certain things. One of the things that comes to mind, you know, is we have a grand jury in Parker. That's what we have, our grand juries, and sometimes we work nights, so that sergeants, you know, either they do it themselves or have somebody, a day shift officer or whoever, you know, take care of this, you know. So we get instructed, you know what, took care of it, don't worry about it, you know, this officer's gonna be doing your grand jury and all this. So okay, so later on she comes from town hall over there, and they put our names and time for the grand jury, you know, and he go over there and like says, Rodriguez, you have grand jury tomorrow. I understand that, Chief, but I said, the sergeant already took care of it. Well, I want you to do it. I said, okay, Chief, have you talked to the sergeant? Nope. Well, I'm telling you because I'm the chief of police, and I'm telling you that you won't do it. Yes, sir. You know, stuff like that, you know. And I had told the chief, I said, Chief, you come around the sergeant to tell us? Well, he's like, well, you guys do the same thing. You guys, I have an open door, and you guys always come here, you know, when you don't like the sergeant's answer. I said, well, then avoid that, you know. Put it on a memo form that for us not to do that, or we'll be disciplined, you know. But you always call us into your office to try to find out what these people are doing, you know. Or have you had any contact with this person? Have you had any, you know, what have you done? And he's like, wants to call into his office to find out if we have, you know,
Been stopping certain people?
these people, yeah. And that's the reason why he likes to have that door open, you know. He has to find out from us, you know, what's going on with all these people, you know. And that's one of the things that, you know, I don't like it. I said, Chief, I said, you need to have a chain of command, you know, to follow. He says, it's non-existent with this department. Some of the other issues that I brought is that when we have an event or a parade, let's say a parade, you know, when I was a supervisor with Parker PD, I would bring all my guys in, sit them down, BS among our three officers, bring the coffee, bring the donuts from the donut shop, and just BS and intermingle with all the officers, and then I have a map, where the parade's gonna start, it's gonna end, and where I have all the officers, put at what location and what they need to do and everything else. And here you come to work and like, where's the parade starting from? Where's this parade ending at? Where am I gonna be doing? What location? You have to ask all these questions so you can get an answer, because you come here and I think they already expect you that you know all this, and you don't, and that's some of the things that I don't like either. That there's no chain of command, there's micromanagement. Nobody seems to care to have that conversation with the officers, have that meeting with the officers prior to the event or the parade, going on. Many times that I come to work, I had no idea what I'm to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had to ask so I can get an answer. And that's how bad it is. So, the other thing that I have witnessed, Chief Gilbert, is, harassment. I have known Chief Gilbert for a long time. We go back a lot of years. And Chief Gilbert started as a patrol officer with the Colorado River Indian tribes, but he went up the ranks very quick to lieutenant. So I don't know if it's because of that that he doesn't understand our position as police officers or what. But one of the things that I have witnessed him do is he likes to sometimes harass other officers, and those officers don't say much because he's the chief of police. Of course, they're not gonna say anything back to him, but I have witnessed him making fun of this Officer Yeomans, about his clothing, about his uniform being too tight, about his hairy butt and stuff like that. Really, trying to ridicule him in front of us. I mean, he's playing around. I know, probably, but I know that officer didn't.
But as a chief, you probably shouldn't be doing that, in your mind?
Should not be doing that. I mean, I can maybe play with that officer and bullshit with that officer and say, hey, well, you have tight pants or whatever, or whatever. But it's among us, among the low-level patrol officers. But I don't expect that from the chief of police to be coming and saying that, playing around, And I'm pretty sure he was maybe playing around, but that officer didndidn't like it, didn't like those comments.
And how do you know he didn't like it?
Because he
voiced it?
Yeah, he voiced it. And I also, I was put on graveyards, and I have been on graveyards for quite a while. We're talking back maybe a year now. On graveyards, you have work graveyards, you've been a cop also. And you don't get the same sleep as you do if you sleep during the nighttime. I mean, when you eat, you don't know what the hell to eat. You don't know what breakfast is, lunch, dinner. So I started having a lot of stress, and a lot of lack of sleep and all that. And I told you, I said, you know what, this graveyards are doing a number on me. I'm not the same young officer that I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now this graveyards, they really kick my ass. So my hair started falling off. It started coming like round circles around my hair, just going bald. Not on my hair, just like certain circles. So I'm like, what the hell's going on with me? So I got on the internet and I looked to see what it was, and I came with this alopecia areata. I don't know if you have heard about that. So she came in a few times, and said, "Oh, Rodriguez, that's bullshit. You have no stress. You don't do shit and all this." I'm like, well, so if I don't do shit, how come I'm the number one in traffic enforcement? So So he was just ridiculing me in front of Sergeant Frausto. Sergeant Frausto was one of those cases. He was there when she was ridiculing me about my stress and all this. I said, "Well, she," I said, I got online and this is what I have, and one of the things that it says is stress, Oh, bullshit, Rodriguez, and yes, and being a chief of police, I would have preferred for him to tell me, you know what, go and see a doctor or something, but just to be, telling me that it was bullshit, that I didn't have nothing, that there was no stress, and when I'm telling him, that my findings, that's what it was, and he wasn't conducting himself as a chief of police, he was just, I felt like a little bit of harassment on his part, so.
Okay.
And you went and talked to him about all these things? The issues that were in the letter?
Yes.
And what did he say, or what was his demeanor?
He got upset. Of course, he got upset at me. And then I guess he saw himself getting upset. So he kind of relaxed and calmed down. And he said that I did not understand his point of view and that I need to see a broader picture. And now, when you test for sergeant, you have other supervisors from other agencies, like we used to do with Parker PD, and you have a written test and an oral board, and those supervisors, lieutenants, captains, chief of police, will make a recommendation to the chief of police on who was the best candidate to be a sergeant or a lieutenant. It was just too much surprise that he said, "Come into my office." And I'm like, "Okay. Well, this is your oral board." I'm like, "What?"
So he's actually, now has he changed the process for sergeant since you've been on?
No.
Or has it always been this way?
It's always been like this, that I know. The first time around, I was not allowed to test, So whatever they conducted was behind closed doors, So I'm pretty sure it was the chief and whoever put in for sergeant. Like I said, I was the first time when I had been here 3 years, I was out of it because the memo said I had to be police officer for
5 years.
5 years with the Quartzsite Police Department,
But that wasn't the same when Sergeant Garcia tested.
No, the other memo, I think said, to my recollection, I think it said 3 years in law enforcement in general.
Period.
So I know that she has been a police officer for other agencies. By putting that memo in that format, that opens the door for her also to test for sergeant. 3 years, maybe 5 years in general. I don't know. I can't remember if it was 3 or 5 years in general, but that opens the door to her to test for sergeant. But the first memo said 5 years
With Quartzsite.
with Quartzsite Police Department, and I didn't like that either. I said, "Why are you changing this? Why?" I was not allowed to test on the first time because the memo said I had to be here with the Quartzsite Police Department for 5 years, and this memo says 3 or 5 years in general in law enforcement. So that opens the door to an officer that just got off from probation to be a sergeant. And I'll tell you that I didn't like it, and a lot of the officers that been here also for that amount of time, they didn't like it either.
And you addressed this with the chief?
Yes.
And what was his response?
He gave me a memo, and the memo did not say exactly why she got selected for sergeant. He said that there'll be other opportunities in the near future, and that I was a good senior officer, and that I should continue doing my good job, and I should continue working with the newer generation police officers because I had a lot of experience as a police officer.
I just have a quick question. Remember when they told you to go to the town hall meeting and arrest Jennifer Jones for the videotaping thing? Did you feel like if you didn't do that, that you would be disciplined?
I don't know, but that's what they were trying to find out from me if there was enough grounds for me to make an arrest. And looking at the video, I told the chief and Sergeant Frato, I said, yeah, I believe there's enough grounds. And then that's when I was told by the chief of police, Jennifer Jones is going to be showing up at the town meeting. That's where you can arrest her.
Did you did you say I could arrest her at her house or somewhere outside the town hall? Or did
no,
you just follow what he
I
said?
just follow what he said. So, because I know that I think he was really upset at the other officers.
For not arresting her earlier?
Yeah. Well, those officers questioned his motives, you know, and that was Jim Schultz and Officer Shelley Norris. They kind of said, you know what, we're not touching it, you know. So me not even being the case officer, you know, I got called to the office to review that video, and I was instructed to make the arrest at town hall when she showed up for me. If I have not done it, I'm pretty sure I would have been disciplined. So
Now, that brings up another question. Were you just shown the video, or prior to being shown the video, were you actually given the circumstances that led up to the code enforcement officer being on her property?
I need to backtrack on that because I know I got called into the office, and the chief said that Al Johnson was over there conducting business, and I need to see this video to see there was enough grounds, you know, for an arrest. And after reviewing that video, I said, I believe there's enough grounds. So it seemed like she's interfering with his duties.
Okay, so basically you were just given the fact that Al Johnson was there on official business.
Yes.
And then you watched the video.
Yes.
Okay. But you weren't given times, because you may or may not know the answer to this question. Code enforcement works 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever the case is. Do they go out after hours and continue to conduct official business?
I think it's only an 8 to 5 job for them. You know, I don't know what the powers of a code enforcement officer are. You know, because with Parker PD, the code enforcement officer was with the police department, not with, you know, town hall. So I don't know. You know, I don't know their process or their thinking. But with Parker PD, the code enforcement officer was part of the police department. So I don't know. And then I don't know if Al Johnson at that time was also the building inspector. I don't know. And later on, he got promoted to assistant town manager. So, you know.
Okay. Anything else? You have anything else for us?
No, I think that'll be all.
All right. This will conclude the interview. The time is approximately 09:14 hours.